peace. Today's topic of the day is procrastination. But before I get to that, I just want to set the space and say I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for you being. I'm grateful for being able to be and do this as well, right? It's an amazing time we're in, right? Where we have the ability to connect with each other in ways we can already connect with each other, right? Though it's put in front of us. It's something we can grab, right? That's beautiful, and I'm grateful for that. So, topic of the day is procrastination. Everything's harder to think about it than to actually do it. And through experience, I found that, right? We find that we can think about things for days, for hours, for weeks, right? Until we actually get to it. But then we'll realize when we actually get to it, it was way less time spent than actually the thinking about it, the planning, or just doing all that. And that goes back to the last video about perfection, like perfectionism and the fear of being criticized, because we criticize ourselves when we think we don't have it down to a T. And at the end of the day, we're never really going to have anything down to a T, especially if we never get to it, right? Or we never do it. We never, you know, get our hands dirty and start making those mistakes, so we get comfortable with it. We get familiar with whatever that is, right? And the more we do things, you hear practice makes perfect. So the more you do something, the more you're going to just get better at it. So, procrastination. We have to let ourselves get in the habit of just doing things, just kind of not just being there, being it, kind of doing that dance with it, right? Because when we find that it may be even the simplest things, think of the things you're so used to doing by now, like washing, washing your booty, taking a shower, all that stuff. You don't really think too much to do these things. You kind of just do it. And it's kind of now just like a dance with it. Because think of every morning, if you thought to do the things that you do every day, it would be a hassle for you, right? It would be more than actually just doing it, right? So now, we have to translate that with everything in our life. Because if we do something with the small things, we're definitely doing it with the big things. And that's what I do as well. So with procrastination, we kind of just have to give ourselves that chance to, okay, this is being brought forth to my attention, right? Because that's what everything is, right? Just a constant flux of thoughts, or something that just makes us think, oh, okay, wow, oh yeah, let me do that, or I forgot I was supposed to do that. It's just a constant flux of that. So when these things are being brought to our attention, just get it done. Just knock it out. Don't even think about it. Even with I found with myself, even with waking up, right? If you want to just wake up early, whatever it is, literally you just have to do it. You can't think about it. As soon as you wake up, don't grab your phone. Don't sit there for a little bit. I mean, if that works for you, because sometimes I lay there and I do some breathing and I meditate before I actually get up. But it's a difference from doing that and just saying, okay, I'm just gonna contemplate, right? What am I gonna do with my day? When I get up, am I gonna go eat, or am I gonna go shower? Blah, blah, blah. Doing that is already stretching it out, right? Because all is mind, right? So right now, all you're doing is really draining yourself, because you're putting yourself through that mental loop of actually doing it. So, so that's why people can find that they don't want to do things, or they make it too hard for themselves, because they already played it out in their minds so many times. Oh no, I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to do this now. I'll do it later, instead of just knocking it out. I even found the same thing with simple things like dishes, or any mundane chores like mopping or something. Like I found that if I just, all right, this is the task that is being brought to my attention, mopping or whatever it is, dishes. All right, I found that if I just don't even think about it and I dance with it, you know, I just be with it. I be the, like, whatever it is. I be the dishes. I be the mopping. As cliche as it sounds, right? I stay there with it. It's like a meditation in itself. And I found that the time goes like this, and it feels like no energy was drained because in that task I wasn't complaining. I wasn't dragging it. I didn't wait hours before I got to it, right? And in that whole time of waiting the hours, that's complaining, saying, "Damn, I'm not feeling mop. Fine, whatever. Like I'll just wait in a couple hours. I'll go mop." But no, like what you're doing is you're draining yourself because in your mind you're literally putting yourself through that task over and over and over and over and over. And while we're still on this, now I'll just leave the trauma for the next video. But you'll see how that ties in, even with trauma. It's so beautiful. But it's gonna be in the next video. Right now, watch. I love you guys. Procrastination, don't think about it too much because thinking is the hardest part. Just get to it and you'll find how easy you flow with it. You'll find that you'll be in a dance with it, right? Like even right now in this video, I'm not thinking about it too much. I'm just kind of like, I don't even know where most of this is coming from, right? It's just the collective knowledge, right? It's things we already know, but we just can apply it or not, right? So it's like, okay, I'm just letting it flow. And I'm gonna let it flow and just end it off. Gratitude to you, love to you, peace to you. I'm about to do the trauma video right now. Love.